Welcome back, everyone. Trapped Offside, episode 5. Scoreline 5. Oh, man. What a game week. What a performance from Liverpool. We have a few games to touch on. We had 2 Arsenal games to cover as well. We have a very special guest here to answer the most important question of the week. So, first of all, welcome, Ivor.
Thank you.
How are you
Thank
feeling?
you for having me.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling excited. It was a very good game. I think we played really well even. So excited to discuss it.
Before you get to the game, we have you
Yeah.
on here mainly to answer the most important question of the week.
Which
As
is,
you heard, Icardi and his wife have some serious issues. So we'd like to get your take on, do you think Icardi is staying with his wife or is he staying with PSG?
I don't know about PSG, but he's definitely going to be staying with his wife. He took some serious action. He unfollowed everyone on Instagram and everything. So yeah, this is some serious steps forward towards staying with his wife and happy married future. Happy married future.
Okay,
Wife
jokes
before-
aside, let's get on to the most serious topic now. The biggest game that we just got done with, Liverpool United. Ivor, since you're our guest, take it away and let us know your thoughts on how you saw the game and what's your feedback.
I think we had a really good game. Our midfield played really well. Even Curtis Jones had a really good game. Fabinho as always. I think Man United just they fell in the midfield area. Like they didn't get any third quarter like action, and that's where they basically didn't like score enough goals. And especially even Van Dijk coming back from injury and stuff, he hasn't. I don't think so. He's 100%, even like mentally and like physically. So I feel like even like while making decisions, he kind of gets second guesses himself, and that's where our biggest fault in defense is. When it comes to our front attack, it's those three guys. They kind of just do what they have to do.
At first, I was wondering why Klopp put in Konate over Matip. I thought Matip has been really good over the season, and Van Dijk too. I think honestly, I think he's been really good since he came back. But do you know why? What was the reasoning behind him going?
I think it's because Matip is very, very injury prone. He goes out for like months on end, and that was the main problem with Matip and even Joe Gomez right now. Like he's just coming back from injury. They don't want to strain him out too much, and they want to get Konate on par with Van Dijk, like how he's defending and stuff, especially because Van Dijk generally leads. So he needs to be able to like get on par with like the decision making and how basically they defend. So I think that's the main reason
He
why
did really well, like such a big game.
Yeah. But I think that was the main reason why they bought him even as like a substitute for the second defender, because initially even they didn't want to replace Van Dijk, but they wanted like a second defender in place. Joe Gomez goes out, and I think that's where he played really well. Though he had a couple of instances where he did falter, but that's fine. Allison was there, but mainly I feel midfield bust. Our midfield played really well. Keita had a really good game. He generally has one too few many. But yeah, in the end,
And
in
Salah,
the end, I
of
think
course, man, you cannot speak about Salah. This guy is on a madness.
Salah, at this point, speaking about the front three, like it's just like we don't need to say that anymore. It's just like it's just like even I feel people don't give enough enough praise to Bobby, but if Bobby wasn't there, then I feel Salah and Mane and even Jota wouldn't get that space to get front and ahead of goal. So I think that's the main thing. And especially with like Man U, they are fairly young and their midfield is Fred is just terrible.
United boys.
Yeah.
Can you walk me through that game? Like you watched the game from minute one, yeah? So can you walk me through that game? How you think United performed from minute one in terms of possession, in terms of ball control, in terms of attacking, in terms of defending? Just walk me through that first half from your eyes.
I felt they went more from like counter attack.
No, but how did the game play out when you saw the first 45 minutes? How do you assess United as an opponent to you?
Subpar, bro. Subpar. Like
what
they
did you
came
see?
with a lot of hype and a lot of uh, talk, but when it came to on the field, like I feel their midfield didn't. Even Ronaldo, he ran a lot, but in the end, how much can you really run when you're passing the ball? Like even everyone else had a good game, but I don't think so. They all played subpar, especially with like defense and midfield. And I feel if you don't have defense and midfield, then whether you have like heavy hitters in the front, it doesn't really matter because the ball doesn't get to them.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that's where I think so. Robertson Trentman had a really good game. So that whole outlet was closed down. And
Yeah.
then Milner is always a utility man, so he's freaking running everywhere. So he's just all over the place and he does his thing. So I feel that's where we bossed, and that's where United couldn't do anything. Especially they couldn't hold the ball. I felt
Yeah.
that was their main weak point. And with Liverpool, if you give us to hold the ball, we'll just keep inching forward,
Yeah.
and then
You gave them the space
don't
and you
really.
gave them the ball. They
Yeah.
played 10 passes and back into the net of the
This
goal.
is why Man City gets, I feel, a better of us is because they just hold the ball better than us. And especially in
Mhm.
midfield, like De Bruyne and Silva, they run circles around Fabinho, Henderson, and that's the only reason why I say that Man City is the only team that can actually hold their own against the
Correct.
current Liverpool squad.
Correct.
Yeah.
SHEGZ, what are your thoughts?
I think I was very humble of you, Ivor. I think
Right.
you were very graceful in this win. So when we come back and do the same, I'll make sure I'm grateful. And I'm nice and graceful then as well. But look, today was an absolute joke. I think he played Konate on purpose, as well as the things you mentioned. But I think he played him for pace. Because if you notice, he actually pinned Rashford the whole game pretty much. The whole time Rashford was on. So I think he was brought on particularly to cover for when Trent goes up, and then you need somebody who can match Rashford for pace. And I think that's why they played him particularly. But all in all, Ole's a joke. To be honest, this wasn't even the team's fault. Ole is just a dirty joke. Like it's a bad joke. He needs to go now before his like legacy and everything gets like
Toxic.
yeah, before it becomes toxic. Because right now he literally he has no clue how to build a team. And look, Fred is not as bad as Ole makes him look. I promise you that. Like I'm not trying to say he's like Kante but he's definitely not as bad as the way he's made to look. See, look, if you actually look at some of the figures, he's not playing this 4-2-4 nonsense, which means you have literally just two central midfielders. You guys have three, so you already outnumber us, and then you have bloody Firmino dropping in, doing his little in between 9-10 nonsense, and because
And the
he's
wing
doing that
backs
now,
dropping in.
exactly. So now it's like 4 versus 2 in the middle of the park. You guys dismantled us. Like, what can we expect them to do? Like, honestly, and also our wide forwards never really track back. So if they don't track back either, it means there's just too much space, which is exactly what happened. So all of our goals, we just went up to go and press. Like, who goes to Liverpool to go and press Liverpool when you're bloody United without anyway? So we go there trying to like press you guys. You guys just passed through us, and the first two goals were absolute gifts. It's because there was it was like so disjointed. We had no idea what we were doing. We were trying like this half press crap nonsense. You guys just played like 4 passes and you were in every single time. So it look, the team is not as bad as Ole is making them look right now. And I think unfortunately, I think he's done a lot of great things for us, but it's time to go. I think we actually need just a better coach. I've been saying this for a while. To be honest, I knew this was coming at some point. After Atalanta, I think last week I even mentioned it. I said, look, he's just not up to it. He's just not going to be good enough. And I think the real teams will come and destroy us. I was hoping that the boys could actually play out of their skin and maybe get something. That was the hope, but that was never going to happen. We got absolutely ruthlessly exposed, especially with Salah in the form he's in. We should have played a back seven. Like we should play seven defenders and put 3 strikers, and that should be our whole game plan, especially with Salah right now. So I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds.
I think
But for right
we
now,
all saw this coming because the fixtures that United had going into these big games were relatively easier, and it was already looking bad for them. Like they dropped points in fixtures they shouldn't have dropped. Now coming into this, we're actually seeing the effects of dropping those points already. when all these three other teams have already played each other and they had a much tougher schedule, right? So, and I agree with you with like at least marking Salah. Like if you look at what Tuchel did when we played United last season, he put Azpilicueta and Reece James on Rashford because he knows what Rashford is capable of. Like you can't leave only Azpilicueta or one person against them because they play the quick 1-2s and he's through because of the pace. So those small in-game tactics that he misses, like we've talked about, like how tactically he cannot compete with this, and we're seeing it now. Like he's going to get exposed amongst the like against these big managers because in previous seasons he went into these games, he took draws because he didn't have the players he wanted to. Now that he has all these players, he cannot go into these games to take draws. He has to go all out. And when he's going all out, he's showing that he doesn't have the tactics to compete with these managers. So for me, I don't think he's still getting sacked because he's 3 points off the 4th spot right now. So I don't think anyone's pressing any panic buttons at the United board for me now. I think if it continues until end of November, like if you get battered against City again, then I think it's panic at the disco because at that point it's going to just spiral down. Because once you lose that the players in the dressing room and stuff like that, when everything goes downhill, it's really hard to pull things back up. So.
So to actually add to that, I think he's lost the dressing room. I think Pogba's tackle is a reflection of a man who's lost his mind.
Yeah.
He was so pissed, he was so angry in the situation, he made a double-footed, like he didn't even need to make that tackle. Or even Ronaldo kicking, what's his name?
Curtis Jones.
The players don't believe in him.
Yeah.
They know he's trash.
Yeah,
that's why.
You know what it is? It's they don't know what is expected of them. They don't know what their role is in that team.
Yeah.
Like look at Ronaldo, how frustrated he is.
Guys,
Mehu down.
I thought it was the dark day today. I thought we signed up for this.
Yeah,
First
you
of all,
should
you
be
come
able to
back.
see all of us in black with those shades.
First to come, you come.
Oh shit! Oh sorry. Oh, David, sorry, bro. I was playing football. I heard United want to sign players, so I thought I had a chance maybe.
They want a manager.
Are you a midfielder or a defender? Because we need one of those.
Anything will work. Anything will work. Oh, boys.
But
Yeah, Shai.
yeah, as I was saying, I think they don't understand their role in that team, man. And it's similar to when you look at what how Chelsea were playing under Lampard towards the end. Like Jorginho didn't understand his role. He was getting caught out all the time. There were other players that were. Ziyech was just all over the park. He was like he didn't even know what he was doing. So I think the tensions were high in the game already. The plot was completely lost at that point. So people were just diving in, doing whatever they wanted to do to get whatever they could out of the game. So I don't know, man. It's I don't know. What would you guys change at this point?
First of all, I don't think he necessarily lost the entire locker room because they did have a pretty good comeback against Atalanta, right? Like they did put that effort in to come back. Now the problem is they keep going down 2 goals. They keep going down 1 goal. So they put themselves in a bad position anyway. And okay, against Atalanta, it's fine. Maybe. I mean, sometimes. But against a Liverpool, like dropping those 2 goals so quickly was just, they're dead in the water at that point. So what I saw is there's such a massive disconnect. And especially when you play McFred, there's a massive disconnect between the backfield and the midfield and then the attack. Because Bruno is playing so high up. Like, I don't think I saw him behind the halfway line. So who are you going to have to pass to those front guys? Who are you going to have to pass to those guys who are making those runs, right? You're expecting Rashford to come back all the way to get the ball and carry it forward because Shaw did nothing today. He did absolutely nothing. And he's been really, really good in those forward runs. But it seems like for whatever reason, because of the way Liverpool plays, he had to be on the back foot the entire time too. So just the way they were set up, I think was a big, big mistake on Ole's part. And I think he should have had either Fred trying to play a little bit higher or to get Bruno to come back further to actually carry the ball forward because they had no ball carriers. And you saw that in this.
Yeah, you could see how disorganized they were, man, especially like the backline. People were just scrambling into one end, into one end. all over the pitch. Like there was no organization, there was no leadership to control that line. There was nobody like trying to pull everyone together. Everyone was just trying to do everything themselves. And we've spoken about this individual brilliance thing where, like you saw even Greenwood taking shots, like just take anything out of the game, right? There was no cohesiveness in the team. Like it was crazy.
It's the wrong players playing in the wrong position. It's the wrong starting 11. It's the wrong formation for the team that we are facing. Everything about it is wrong. I've given Ole a chance up till now because we have the tools, we have the players in the squad to beat any side in this world. And he's after an embarrassing defeat which we've had in the past, after being down early in games and not making changes at halftime and at the 60th minute point, time and time again, he's proved that he does not have it in him to win when we need it the most. You see Klopp today, he bought in Jota, he dropped Mane, Jota scored. He bought in Keita for Fabinho, Keita scored. This is what you need. This is world class. This is how you separate world class from. Oli has given me moments where I've been on top of the world. I'm not going to say no. This is why I backed him. He's given me special moments. That's why I backed him till this very point. Even the squad he's built is a special squad. I'm not going to say no, but he can't take us any further. And I put my hands up, and this was strike 3. So 100%. I don't see anything can change to make it better because he's too stubborn. Because if change was possible, this was the game where we had to see it. And McFred finished the game, if I'm not mistaken, which is absolutely embarrassing. So I'm done with seeing that. I cannot see that anymore, and I'm ready to see the next manager take this club forward. That's all I have to say about Oli and this team.
Yeah, I think. I'm not going to say much on the selection because, like, we've talked about McFred starting for like ages now. I just think he got the game plan wrong. I mean, you can select a side to go out and play, but if it's not the right game plan, we talked about this on the previous episode about how you wanted them to dominate the game. And you just can't do that with this Liverpool side, especially when you don't have the players to press. So if you're not going to be able to press them, you're not going to be able to get the ball, and you're not going to be able. And out of possession also, they were terrible all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, if you at least come up with a game plan of being defensive and playing on the counter attack, and try to minimize the damage, okay, I understand, right? And that wouldn't be a bad tactic going into this game if you just decided, you know what, we're gonna just defend and take our chances on the counter attack. That's fine. But today was just like Bert said, everyone was just like getting pulled towards the ball. At one point, there was like 5 people around Salah, and then Jota and Firmino were just like left to roam. They were taking a walk in the park. It was absolutely shambolic.
Some of the stuff Maguire was doing, oh my god!
Yeah,
like it was embarrassing.
I'm not going to take
There's
one.
no leadership in defense.
Yeah, because it's not fair. The whole team, the whole 11 that played, they were all equally bad. I'm not going to say one guy was better, the other was worse. No. And we also touched upon how good this Liverpool side is. I mean, we're like absolutely smashing United here, but this Liverpool side is brilliant. And I think like we said how they had the best starting 11, and I put City ahead of them only because of the squad. But I think I'm going to change my mind because Milner's come in. He's done his job at right back, at right midfield. Curtis Jones has done his job. Henderson is out in games. They have the people to fill them in. So not only 11, I think Liverpool have a very good squad now. Konate coming in today. So I don't think they just have the strongest 11 now. They also have like a very strong squad now. So I'd put them on par with City to win the league this season.
They have a very good squad, but if you look at the people that come in to fill, it's a significant drop in level. Like if you compare to the first 11. But if you look at City's team B, the drop is not as much as if you compare to Liverpool. That's why for me, like the depth they have depth. Don't get me wrong, Liverpool have depth, but the quality of the depth doesn't match the quality of the depth that City has.
I agree with you, but I'm saying I'm changing my mind slowly is because they don't have the quality, but they're churning out the results. I mean, they're performing at their. I mean, you can even say they're performing better than their best, like Milner, Jones, all of them.
Yeah, it's just a matter of sustaining it for the whole season, right? When you have when they're competing in all these tournaments, as well as Salah and Mane going to AFCON and all that stuff. So it's all going to play into it. But if they can maintain that over the course of the season, which they have proven to do before, who knows?
No, but City's B team can beat. City's B team can beat most of the teams in the league. I don't think Liverpool, like, if you replace the entire 11, I don't think that team could beat most of the teams in the league. So that's where I agree with Bert.
I love how the Chelsea fans are talking about Liverpool and Man City being competitors for the, big trying to be humble and all that kind of trash.
Yeah,
We know how you really feel. We know how you actually feel about all of this.
Humble
Liverpool
pie is
is
free.
not the strongest. Sorry. What you said?
Go ahead. I said humble pie is free.
Humble pie is free, but even that way, I don't think so. Liverpool's team is even the strongest because we don't have like a sub in right back other than Trent. Our
No,
midfield
your
is
11. Your first 11
okay.
is
Even
probably
first
the
11,
best
like even
in form. If all first 11s were
midfield,
in form, your
other
11
than
is the
Fabinho.
strongest.
Okay, like that, like out of all
Yeah.
the 11. But I
Yeah,
feel like our midfield is on a very rocky foundation. Like even other than Fabinho, he's good. He's holding his own. Henderson does very lateral passes. He's not a very forward-footed player. Keita
Bro, you saw
is
today's pass, bro. You saw
okay.
today.
Did you see his
The
assist?
one,
Like,
the
what
one,
are you
the one
talking about?
goal he does. The one thing, like okay,
Did he win over
Now-
KDB last year? Some award?
what?
Henderson over
Did
KDB.
Henderson win something over KDB last year? There was a big debate or something.
Last year was the year they won the league. I'm not
Oh,
quite
sorry,
sure.
No,
the year
it's not.
before last it
Yeah,
was?
the year.
Yeah,
I think the year they won the league.
But no, Henderson is a very interesting player. I mean, he plays a lot of side passes. He doesn't go like very. He
has
doesn't
a
get too excited to go up front.
I mean, he's doing what the team needs him to do. I mean, I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
not be complaining at all. He's playing the role that Klopp's put him in for, and I think every player in every position he's put in is playing the role to the team. I mean, they're perfect.
Only left centre mid I feel is like an open spot for everyone because like it's Oxlade, then it's Keita, then we have like a rotation going on, so everyone just
Which
kind
is
of
good. Yeah, which is good.
yeah. But
I mean,
yeah, it has a lot of
Keita
like,
played the last two
situation.
games, right?
What?
I mean, Keita's played the last two games, right? And he scored in the
He has
last two
had
games
to,
as
but
well.
Off the
he's
bench,
been here
though.
for a while. Like he has been here for like almost like 9 months, 9 months a
I
year.
feel like he's
and
always injured though, Keita.
he's always injured.
Didn't he
And
go up injured last game too?
yeah, and he always has like a very ghosted games. Like he gets lost in midfield and then is just like an absent kind of situation. And I feel even a lot of stress happens for our midfield in Jan because everyone just gets tired and then everyone just gets dead with the
Because your
with running.
midfield are pretty up there in age. Like if you look at like Henderson,
Yeah. Even
Thiago, who's always
age-wise.
injured, and Keita
Yeah.
and all
And
these
even
guys.
everyone's age, like Milner's even 33. Then Henderson is I think 29 or something.
Yeah, and the style of play for Klopp also takes an
It's
effect
heavy.
because
It's heavy.
press. They're always
It's
pressing.
a
It's
lot
not
of running.
like it's not like Chelsea's like Jorginho, Conte, who
Yeah,
kind of
Arsenal.
like sit and sweep. They're not always pressing, so that kind of takes a toll on the fitness as well.
You need to be
I
on it.
I just have a question for the United guys. Would you not start Ronaldo today? Would you
Yeah.
not start Pogba today?
I would start Pogba and not start
Okay.
Ronaldo.
Okay. Do you
So again,
think
I
he
want
should
to
have?
track back. I just want to track back to the question we asked about the best 11 in the Premier League. I just want to bring this back. You guys know the 11 I want, right? My best 11, which we haven't seen in the league so far, right?
Yeah.
So if you can picture that 11 in their best form, you're telling
Yeah.
me that's not the best 11 in the
Yeah,
world?
but David.
No,
but David,
because your
that's not
midfield
what I
doesn't
meant.
have the defensive capability.
But David, your best 11.
Pogba, Fred, and Bruno on their best day is not the best midfield in the world.
It leaves too
But
many
David,
gaps in midfield.
Exactly.
Too many.
That too.
You don't
But
have anyone to cut lanes.
your best 11 is only the 11 that performs. I mean, you can have it on paper. Yes, I'll give it to you. On paper, those names are great, right?
No, I
But
thought that was
they
the
need to
question.
perform.
That's why.
Yeah, but they need to perform, right?
We
that's
also don't.
You have to see them at this on the pitch at the same time to have them perform. If they're not on the pitch at the same time, you're not going to see that.
We also don't have any proof that Sancho can perform in the Premier League.
Yeah, we don't. But I think as a link up with Rashford, which we haven't seen so far, I think that changes everything.
I think the two main faults of Ole with me is one, he doesn't have a tactical mind at all. Two, he doesn't have the cojones to make big moves. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He's scared. I don't know what he's scared about. He's scared. I think this comes back to the age between the oldest player in the team and him. What's the difference? It's not massive. He's a very young guy. There is going to be massive ego.
Reputation.
Yeah, it's a rep. I personally would take Ronaldo off after that dirty challenge. He got lucky just because he kicked the ball. Otherwise, it's a clear send off because he knows it was intentional.
But Jithin,
These are things
you see,
you
he he dropped Ronaldo that one match, and then Sir Alex Ferguson comes out saying that you can't drop him. The pressure's too much.
No,
The
agreed,
pressure's too
agreed.
much.
I agree.
That
I agree.
definitely
That,
played into his selection because he
Agree.
wouldn't have
Yeah,
started.
yeah, 100%.
but when at
There's too
45
much
minutes,
pressure on him.
because you're 4-0 down, someone so experienced like him cannot make a rash decision like that. Impossible. It is very immature of someone like him.
Yeah.
It's a straight red. Even
Yeah.
if he hit the ball, it's a straight red because it was
Yeah, it
intentional.
is. I agree.
But,
Yeah.
but
Curtis
Ronaldo
Jones is a
has
kid,
always
yeah?
been
He's a
that
kid.
way.
Yeah,
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo.
like when things
Okay,
don't go his way, he throws
let him
it
be
off.
let him be which way, but 4-0 down, your team is already down. There's no point getting aggressive, going down to 10 men, and
Which
Yeah.
they
then
did.
add Pogba into that, going down to
Yeah.
9 men.
Yeah.
Worst case,
Possibly, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
that
Tensions are
this
high,
goes.
man. It's just the game that it is. Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
No, okay,
it's,
I would
it's
agree. I would get
in that
understand
moment, it's
if a
really
young guy did that out of a rush of blood, or I want to lift the crowd up. No, not Ronaldo,
But-
bro. I wouldn't
Always
put
like
Ronaldo.
Man United to get run by emotions. Shameless.
No, it's not United. It's Ronaldo. We've seen him. We saw him with Portugal as well, throwing the captain's armband and stuff. But that's just Ronaldo, you know. That's just like the
But
passion he has for the game.
it's not like the game would change, but it'll at least send a message to all the players.
True. And I think if he gets taken off at that time, if it's not the ball that's getting kicked, someone else is getting kicked in the face. If
It
Ronaldo
doesn't
gets
matter.
upset at
It
that
doesn't
time,
matter. For me, that's the most.
He gets
He
taken
doesn't have
off.
the guts to. He doesn't have the guts to make big moves, and I would easily compare him to Lampard to a huge extent. With when it comes to, I don't know if it's naivety. I don't know if it's ignorance to what the game requires. I don't know if it's inexperience.
It is
But-
inexperience because I
It is-
said this
it
at the
is
beginning.
inexperience.
I said this at the beginning and I got slated for it. I said, and everyone told me, oh, you have an agenda against Oli and this and that. I told you this, you cannot win a title with this manager because he doesn't have the experience to it. And you try to compare it to Klopp. Klopp is not the rule. Klopp is the exception. Klopp came with the philosophy. He did everything right. He worked, he achieved more with less players and then got his signings, brought in Alisson, Van Dijk, whatever, built. And you see that same system week in and week out.
Exactly.
And
It's
even
brilliant.
last season when he had all those injuries, he didn't make excuses. He still made it to the top four. He worked with what he had and he achieved the target of the club. He won the Champions League. He fell short 1 point in the league. He went and won the Champions League. The next season he came back, he won the league. That's what a world-class manager does. But Oli does not have that experience. And that's even at that point when Lampard was in charge. And I told you guys that Chelsea, the club, operate differently from United. And that's why I felt Chelsea would win a title before United won a title. And it's because the board, regardless of who was in charge, they sacked Lampard and they brought in Tuchel and immediately they got the results, right? But now you look at Oli and they're giving him time because he's done good work over the time that he's in. But let's say he's sacked tomorrow, Lampard has done exactly what he has done in half the time. So, I mean, what has Oli
He's not done
achieved?
exactly what he's done.
Okay, what
He
did he
didn't do
he
it-
improved the squad?
But
Lampard
Oli hasn't
improved
done
no.
much.
Lampard did y'all in fourth. In one season, he got all to fourth.
Okay.
In the consequent season, he got fired. Ollie's
Yeah.
been here for 3 seasons.
Okay, and what has he achieved that
That's
Lampard
because of
hasn't
the
achieved?
board.
And that's
because
worse.
of the board, David.
What
That's
has
But
why-
he got third and second.
Bro,
Lampard wasn't able to
what?
get second in his second season.
Hold on.
That's all I'm saying. So he's not done the same.
Hold on, okay? Let me put this into context.
Ollie was able to hold on to his job respectfully for 2 seasons in a row, which Lampard hasn't done. So
Yeah, but
that's the only difference. That's a
But
big
that's
difference.
based off the club, not
And
based
Lampard
off.
Lampard didn't win anything either.
Your
Oh, yeah.
perspective is exactly the reason why Ollie's still in charge. Give me a second. Let me explain.
What's the
Let me explain
perspective?
Let me explain it to you. Give me a second. Let's
We
look at the
became- we got second last season only to City that were the favorites. So I don't know what your point is.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Yeah, continue.
You saying you came only second to City. Look at the difference in points between City and
Yeah.
look at the difference between
In
Liverpool who
squads,
are
and
injured.
look at the difference in squads
Can I
also.
finish? Let me finish,
Yeah.
right? Look at the context when Lampard came in, okay? They sold Hazard, who carried the team the previous season, okay? We had a transfer ban. He couldn't bring in any players. He opened the floodgates for the youth team, which has now shown how good our academy is, okay?
Mhm.
We can thank him for that in that aspect. He
Mhm.
brought that team into top 4, okay?
Mhm.
He improved the squad the next season, which
How?
only took 3 seasons. What do you mean?
How did
How
he-
you only said
What-
last episode he brought in
Yeah.
7 players.
Correct. What did he do? He spent 200 million, right?
Okay, and
Correct.
in 2 seasons,
Correct.
how much did he spend in
No,
2
no, and
seasons?
then what did he do? And then what did he do? Continue your
Okay,
story.
if you let me finish, then I can tell you.
Yeah.
So Hazard was sold. He then improved the squad the next season. The 10, 15 games, whatever he was in, I must have been less than that. He was consistently underperforming with that squad. He was sacked. What do you mean, how come? Because he didn't have the tactical capability, which the board saw immediately. It didn't take 3 seasons for the board.
Did he lose it?
No facility.
Did he lose it from working from building out to a fourth place team? Did he lose those tactical abilities?
Oh, you need to understand something. You need to understand
what changed?
something.
I'm trying to understand what changed.
If you let me speak, I can explain to you, right?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay. The squad that he worked with in the first season that he was in charge was significantly less quality than the squad that he worked in the next season. Okay. So the target for that squad was much less than what the target of the squad was once it was improved. You understand what I'm trying to say? His first season, the target was top 4. This next season, his target was a title challenge.
Okay.
You understand that? He didn't have the tactical capability to challenge for a title.
But he was never in the top 4 as well.
Let me finish. He had the tactical capability to make it into the top 4 with a lesser quality of a squad. You understand what I'm trying to say? After he got sacked the next season, what part did you not understand?
I can speak now.
All right, can I explain it?
Right?
No, but if I can speak now, Bert?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I can't understand is if he was good enough to manage lower quality players, he was not even near the top 4 when he was sacked. And he had better quality players. So what changed in that space?
Okay.
Didn't have the tactical capability to manage that squad. Because
that's what I'm saying, bro. If he can do so well with lower quality players, having no tactics.
David.
Let me finish. 1 second. If you're saying he didn't have the tactical capabilities, how was he able to have the tactical capability to finish 4th place in the Premier League, the best league in the world? 4th place is not a joke. Yeah. How did he finish 4th place with a lower quality team with no tactics?
Okay.
Because he had the tactical.
Wait. Just before you respond, hold on. Just before you finish off, it's already 49 minutes, and we need to talk about Arsenal. And Lampard has been fired now for like a season and a half. There's no point, let's not rehash that because he's gone.
And if Oli sacked tomorrow, Oli has achieved in double the time exactly what Lampard has achieved.
That I don't
maybe.
believe.
But let's talk about Arsenal.
But I think Ole has to be sacked tomorrow.
100%.
David,
I really thought we were the ones who were doing.
I don't want him to be sacked. I
wanted
personally
to
don't
be
want him to
3
be
years
sacked.
in a row.
But if he's not sacked tomorrow, you guys are going down. There's no coming back from.
Every year we play at United, one manager gets sacked.
David, one question.
Yeah, next year it's Arteta's chance, right?
Is the squad that you have now better than the squad you had in the last 2 years?
Yes, bro.
Yes. And if he can achieve all of that with a lesser team,
bro, I have no.
Why can he not do that with a squad which is better?
Listen, bro, because he's not playing with the players that we have, bro. He's playing midfield, bro. Listen,
look at
the back seven. Look at the back seven. We spent 1 billion, whatever we spent.
That doesn't matter.
The back 6 is still the back 6 that he had since he got the team.
Okay,
apart from AWB and Maguire.
Agreed. Who does that
That's two very important players, and you got
that's what I'm saying, right? He's not so much. He doesn't know how to utilize the treasures that we have in the squad.
That is exactly what we said about Lampard. He doesn't know how to utilize the players that he's brought in. What is the difference? Both the managers cannot.
Guys, let's move on. Come on.
A squad,
bro. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Lampard was using the best players that he had, and was not performing. Our guys were not. He's not even. Van de Beek can't get off the bench. Sancho can't get off the bench.
Either way, that is a decision he's made. So
that's a big difference between the managers. Your
but that's a tactical.
The players that he had and wasn't getting the best out of them. Our guy is being stubborn. He's not playing the guys.
It's the same thing. Now. At the end of the day, it's the same thing because he's not making right decisions.
What I have to say is this: if he was using the best in the team, playing the best in the team, and they're failing, losing 2-0, losing 3-0, but getting embarrassed in the first 15 minutes of a game, it's because you're not using the best. Manchester United, that squad can't get battered if you put out the best 11. You're playing a shit. You see the spaces in the midfield. It's a joke. Liverpool, every time they're able to string 10 passes, they score a goal. Look at that game. Every time they got 10 passes back to back, it was in the back of the net.
Okay, let's see. We've got a long time till the end of November. I'm sure your 11 will make
last season. with the same backline that you played today, you had a 0-0 against City, you had a 0-0 against Chelsea, you had 1-1 against Liverpool. So don't tell me about playing the best players.
Bro, it's a garbage backline anyway. It's a garbage backline
You
anyway.
guys were playing them last season, clean sheet this week. That's top second back.
I always said that back six is a garbage back six, and they're never winning anything with
Yes,
Fred.
Man
I've said
U's
that
is
time
shit,
and
bro.
time
Man
again.
U's
It's not
shit.
changed.
Let's
Okay, let's move on.
Let's
Man
move
U's is shit.
on.
Once in a while,
Wait, can we add one more thing though?
Yeah.
Once in a while, come on, let's speak about Arsenal.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let me add one more thing first. This is the first time Bruno's come in and you've been playing in front of a crowd. Since Bruno came in, basically, what have you had? You've had a month with the crowd before COVID hit, and you played without fans. So I think that's a big part of the difference of your club as well, because now you're starting to play with expectation. All those guys are better without fans in front of them because they play off emotions, but not well. And Manchester United fans are highly emotional, especially in the stands. So once you start playing poorly, those guys get in on the players very, very hard. So you saw it today too, like how brash Pogba was in 3 seconds of play. I saw his heat map was on the pitch, off the pitch. Like that's what he was. So I think COVID did help your team a little bit as well.
You know what? I think Pep Guardiola helped their team. You know what he did? This guy played 3D chess. He came in to show that he's in for Ronaldo. Then he backed out and Ronaldo went to United, messed up the whole squad.
No, I just
And
cannot.
now they have to manage
No.
Ronaldo.
No, but even the previous game, we were down 2-0 against Atalanta, and then the crowd backed the team the whole game, and we ended up winning that game. The whole game goes to the crowd.
Maybe it's the occasion, bro. It's Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Maybe it's Liverpool.
Bro,
But I called it,
you've
one
you've
red
lost
card,
the
one red
game
card,
in
I called
30
it.
minutes. You've lost the game in 38 minutes. Now you're looking at a incident in the game in the 60th minute when you're 5-0 down and you're trying to compare to what the crowd is thinking. Half the stadium was empty at that point.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
just talking about players being emotional. That's an issue.
Okay,
that
anyway,
comes up.
moving on.
Emotional, how do you feel, Kunaal?
Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's Arsenal. Kunaal,
Yes.
I think you have 2 games to run us through.
All right.
What are your thoughts so far?
The game against Palace at home, I thought we started off really well. I mean, we scored a goal within the first 15, 20 minutes. But the problem was that for whatever reason, I'm not sure if it's because of Arteta or because of the players, but they stayed in an attacking formation, but they tried to play defensively. So they just didn't. They kept giving the ball away, first of all, and they didn't attack. So a more ruthless manager would have told the team to continue going and going and going, and he didn't do that. And Palace was on us. Like after I think the 25th minute, I just knew it was going to be a bad game for us. And Arteta took way too long to make any changes. There were no halftime changes. He finally brought on Lacazette at the 65th minute or something, but it was already like the game was already 2-1 at that point. So Laka made a huge difference. The way he played, and I've been very anti playing Lacazette and Aubameyang together because he would always put Aubameyang on the left wing, but when he came in, he played kind of not necessarily a false 9, but they played 2 strikers. So Laka's much better at like holding the ball.
I just want to say I've never seen any club celebrate draws the way Arsenal celebrate. Just blows my mind. Honestly. Even last time when they drew 2-2 against us, Martinelli scored. Oh, Jesus Christ. The next week, the admin has posting Martinelli.
But
Like, Jesus Christ, it was a draw, bro. This time, Lacazette was in the crowd, like, hugging people, doing some Mex moves, bro. Like, walk on.
Think about where we are as a club right now, though. Like, I'm celebrating that draw because it's not dropping points, or it is dropping points, but like we were supposed to lose that game. The way Palace was on us, we were supposed to lose that game. It would have been embarrassing because they were without 2 of their best players, and the game was like tactically lost. And I'm still embarrassed by that draw because those are teams we should be beating. But for the moment, why would you not celebrate? Like,
no, I understand the whole morale boost. Like, even when they took a group picture after the North London derby win and all that, like, I completely understand that because you're trying to boost the morale of the team when it was at such a low point. So I get all of that. I don't know, it blows my mind with those draws.
I mean, we're one of 3 undefeated teams in the last 5 games. So like, it's not horrible, but yes, it's fine.
1 point is United, so all good.
That's the point. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. Wait, I'm trying to look for United. I don't see them up there. They must be. Oh, there they
The
are.
United fan is going to be.
Anyway,
And the Villa game, what do you think of
with the Villa game, I thought Arteta, and to his credit, like I can bash him all I want when they lose, but he did a really good job with tactically against Villa. And there were the difference between the Palace game and the Villa game, and I think he learned from the Palace game as well, is that they never stopped, they never relented. And this Villa team is much better than that Crystal Palace team, but they were on the pedal the entire time. They just kept going and going and going. So that's impressive. So this is where I'm like, I still don't think Arteta is the manager for this team because he doesn't make changes during the game, and I think he sometimes backs off, but he did evolve. So maybe he does have that possibility in him to, not be the exclusively 65th minute change manager. Like,
So you're giving him till the end of the season?
I don't think he deserves until the end of the season, especially with the way the team has been in the last 2 seasons. And again, like United, I think we have the best Arsenal team that we've had in the last 3 or 4 seasons. So his expectations should be a lot higher. I think personally, if he's not top 6 or he doesn't stay top 6 by end of December, then I don't think he deserves to stay in the role. But
you said 7th position, bro.
That's not what I said. That's what the club would do.
Okay.
I think the club won't sack him if he gets any better than 8th.
But don't you think you're seeing an identity in the squad now that would be a risk to lose?
You have a cohesive.
No, because it keeps changing every other game. That's not identity.
But
That's because he didn't have the players; they were injured, right?
No, but he still has had those players, and they drew to Brighton, which they should have won that game. Going back to the Crystal Palace game, actually, I think we should have won that game because Saka was kicked through, and that 100% should be a red. Like I was saying, Arsenal gets those decisions very differently. Luiz can sneeze on a player. This is last season, obviously, or whatever it is, and they get a red and they get a penalty. He goes straight.
Sneezing
red.
was not allowed last season, by the way.
Sorry, season before that. My bad.
No, I'm saying sneezing wasn't allowed last season. You're not allowed.
Yeah, the season before that. Yeah, that was allowed. Like early.
What I'd say is we saw in the span of 1 week, we saw exactly what Arsenal is. We saw Arsenal.
Exactly.
A game where they were absolutely terrible, didn't deserve to get the point that they got, by the way. Alaka made a huge difference. And then we see this performance against Villa, which is totally in contrast to what they played against Palace. So we're seeing what we've been seeing for a while now with Arteta. That's
exactly
consistently inconsistent. You don't know what Arsenal is going to turn up on the day. You just have to sit and pray that it's the right Arsenal.
But if you see that, Kunaal, if you see your next 2 games, you'll are playing Leeds in the Carabao Cup and you'll are playing Leicester. If you'll manage to beat Leeds and dominate Leicester and win that game comfortably, and the next following game is Watford. If you lose to Watford, you're telling me you would want him sacked still?
If we lose to Watford, yes.
Even if you'll beat Leicester and you'll beat Leeds in the Carabao Cup?
I don't care about the Carabao Cup, first of all. A while ago, sure, it made sense, but the league is the most important to me, especially for the fact that we don't have Europe right now. If you're not winning all the games that you should be winning at the very least, which there's a few games we haven't won, then you don't deserve your spot because you also have a much. This is the healthiest this squad's been too in the longest time.
But then, Kunaal, if you're just looking for top 6, don't you think it's good enough to wait till the end of the season to achieve that? Why would you sack him mid-season? You can always achieve top 6 at the end of the season, right?
To me, first of all, I don't even know which manager is out there that the team would be better off with. Maybe Conte, I'm not sure. But to me, the earlier you can change the mentality of the team, because we have a good squad, in my opinion, we have a good squad. The earlier you can change that mentality in that team, the faster you see better results. And the more time you give that guy, Arteta coming in mid-season helped him a lot because that team actually performed better than I expected them to with the injuries that we had. But if you bring someone in mid-season, it gives them pretty much a season and a half. Whereas if you bring them at the start of a season, that manager if they're shit. They get that one season. So the more time they can get, the better.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have one issue with what you said. You said Arsenal have a good squad. Their squad is not good. What are you talking about? Who's good in their squad?
good for their
Saka.
standings.
Wait, who's not good?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, no. I understand you now. I get it now.
They have a good 11.
Okay.
I think they have a good 11.
Okay,
To
we
beat
have
who?
Saka
beat
and Emil
who?
Smith.
Definitely have a top 6-11. Let's not be like
More like a
top
top 8, top
First of all,
9,
top 8, top
11.
8.
Let's not stretch it. No.
Gabriel
Seriously,
has been. All right, let me explain to you. Let me tell you why they're
Okay,
good
come on.
starting 11.
Tell me.
Gabriel is one of the better defensive center backs in the league. He has some of the best stats.
What?
Yes. Sorry, Harry
Okay.
Maguire. What have you done? Like,
Sorry, Varane. I don't understand. Keep going, mate.
what have Varane done?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Ben White's also one of the better
Gabriel.
center backs in the league.
But Arsenal concede
Right,
too
calm
many
down.
goals.
Partey's been playing well. Tierney's great. Tomiyasu's come in and has been playing pretty well. Emil Smith Rowe. If you talk poorly about Emil Smith Rowe, we're gonna have a problem. Saka's been playing amazing.
Okay.
Aubameyang.
Let me ask you a different question. Which one of that 11 could get into any of the top 4's 11?
They cannot because they're not top 4. What we're saying is they're a
Yeah, we're
top
not
6
top
team.
top 8.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can get into Leicester, you can get into these squads.
Okay, let talk about that. So, which one of Arsenal's team can actually get into the Leicester first 11?
You know what? I think Leicester is the only squad outside the top 4 that has
You can't keep making excuses for that.
I think no.
You
Listen
can't
to me.
keep making
Listen to me.
excuses.
Arsenal's 11 is better than Spurs 11. Would you agree?
Ooh, no.
Listen.
You went too far.
Listen.
You went too
I
far.
Spurs have too many wild cards who can
Like
score
Corona
random
man,
goals.
Spurs have Kane and Son. I'm
Lamela.
telling you,
Ndombele.
carry that.
And
Yeah.
Ndombele.
Come on.
How many games has Ndombele played, man?
No.
The last
Agreed, they're not a great team, but you cannot say they're worse than.
But they have too many wild cards.
If you take the combined 11, okay, besides Son and Kane, tell me the rest of the team that goes into Arsenal's team.
Lloris is better than
Hojbjerg.
I don't know if
Hojbjerg?
Lloris is better than
No,
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale.
Right now.
I think
Ramsdale-
Lloris is better.
Oh yeah, Loris.
No,
Definitely.
Ramsdale's passing ability right now is amazing. Like Ramsdale on that
It's Hugo Lloris.
on that Tottenham squad would get so many more goals for like so many more passes out to Harry Kane and to
Spurs'
Son.
whole backline is terrible. Whole backline, right? Who's the CDM? Højbjerg. Okay, Højbjerg. You can make a debate.
He's really
But
good, actually.
He's not, but Partey is also up there. I think Partey is also up there as a CDM.
Better than Hojbjerg, though? I don't think
Sorry?
so.
Yeah,
Better than
debatable.
Hojbjerg?
Debatable. But what about the rest? Son and Kane are the only ones that get in. Who else is better? Saka goes in. Emil Smith goes in. Who's
Aubameyang
well,
goes in.
Aubameyang goes in. Come on, man. They have a decent squad.
Guys.
Spurs
The question
squad is
was so are you saying Aubameyang instead of Son or Kane? Because
no. Not
No,
in
similar positions.
no
But
striker.
that's similar positions, right? It has to be similar like for like positions. You can't go and play him somewhere else.
No,
So-
but you
so-
change the formation based off the top 11.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No, that's how you would do it.
Okay.
I would play.
Whatever
Kane.
suits each team best.
No,
But
I would
yeah,
play.
anyway.
I would play Kane and Oba together up front, and I have Son behind them, or actually maybe on the left.
You could
I'm not
even
sure.
play Son right wing and play Auba left wing and Kane in the middle. So whatever. I mean, all I'm saying is Kane and Son would be a definite go into Arsenal's 11. The rest is up for debate. So I think Arsenal have a decent squad. Either way, let's move on to Chelsea. I think the result speaks for itself. It's Norwich, so not going to get carried away. 7-0. It was good to make up on our goal difference.
Just got
I
shot.
don't have much to say, to be honest. Ahmed, Jithin, if you guys have anything to add on to that.
No, good game, man. Good game. I don't want to talk about it. It's okay.
I think it was the perfect fixture with Lukaku out and Werner out. It was the perfect
Yeah.
fixture for the rest of the guys to get in.
I'm just
On the goal
glad
sheet. On the goal sheet.
we went through our crazy period with decent scores. We came out of that. We got few injuries, but we're still sticking together as a unit, and everyone's taking. Even if it's just Norwich, it's fine. We still have to perform. They're the bottom team, I know, but it's just coming together and scoring so many goals. Good, intricate play, pass play. You know, it's beautiful to watch. The season's still so long, so we have a couple of easy games. We have to get these 3 points, no question. We have to beat Southampton. We have to beat. I think we're playing Villa
Newcastle.
next. No, not Villa.
Newcastle.
Newcastle next
Newcastle?
away.
Yeah.
Then I
That
think we
that
have.
ground is a hoodoo for us, man. But let's see
Yeah.
what happens.
Any
Then
injury updates?
then
Any
it's
injury
international
updates?
break, right?
So
Yeah, Lukaku, Werner out for like 3
Out.
weeks.
3 weeks,
Oh,
exactly.
both of
And
them.
Pulisic still no return date. That guy is always injured.
Oh
so
my days! I
I
can't
We
even.
have we
I
have
forgot.
to win all. We have to win all the games that we're going to play till
And
international break.
Christensen is
No
also injured.
excuses.
no, he's not injured. He was
Christian
rested.
is fine. He's fine. He was rested. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Guys, tell me about Hudson-Odoi.
I'm still not.
Just tell me
I'll
about
tell
him.
you. I'll tell you. Let me speak.
Go ahead.
So,
Go.
bro, just like Tammy, for me, just like Tammy, I so badly wanted Tammy out of the team. Not because he's not a good player, because I just never saw effort with him in the team. He just never tried. I just felt like he never tried hard. I agreed, you score some tap-ins, you make some runs, fine. But I don't think he gelled with the team. Same with Cho. He's a one-trick pony. He goes through the wing, cut, go to the right. Any good defender will take him. Okay. The other day, the only reason he got that goal was Kova's pass. Okay.
That was
Other
a
than
good
that,
pass.
it was a great finish. All that I'll give it to him. I think he needs to put in more effort. I think he needs to use his football brain a lot more. He's still young. I think I personally would have sold him last season when we got an offer from Bayern. I would take that money in happily. But since he's here now, I want him to improve. But I want him to put in more effort to get into the team, fight into the team. I just feel there's a huge level of immaturity still with him. And he's a kid. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on him. But if Tuchel believes in him, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel he believes in him. I just think he has to put in a lot more effort to deserve that spot. He got the spot only because Lukaku and Werner were injured. So
Okay,
that's my personal
let
opinion.
me speak on Callum Hudson-Odoi. First of all, I don't agree he's a one-trick pony because I watched this guy play even in the youth teams. He's an outstanding talent. Like he has a lot more to his game than that. The issue here is left wing is his position. And he's had to sacrifice that position because of all the big money signings that have come in. Whenever you make big money signings, you're pressured to play those signings over because Chelsea have never been that academy type of club until Frank Lampard came in. And Hudson-Odoi has been pushed out to right wing back. He's been pushed out to right wing. He's been pushed out to 10, which is not where he's played for the youth teams or for any of the teams he previously played. He's a left wing player. And as long as he's in that left wing position, which we're going to see now this game because of those injuries, which he has to take his chances, I think we're going to see a much different player. And we'll like his passing in the final third is much better than any other player we have. First of all, maybe less than Mount, but other than Mount, his decision making in the final third, and his pace that he has this ability to control the tempo of play. Like he's one of the few players that can hold on to the ball. Compared to the rest of the squad players that we have. So when it comes to that decision making in the final third, he's a lot better. He still has to improve for sure. He's a very young player. But I think the reason we haven't seen him reach that potential is because of all these signings that have come in and the sacrifice he's making in terms of the position he's been have to play at. So that's my take on Hudson-Odoi. But we'll see more of him now with Werner out because Werner cannot be dropped. He just brings so much more to the game. Like he cannot score for nuts, but he brings so much to the game.
All I'm saying is he has to take his opportunities. That's it.
Exactly. That's what I feel too. I mean, he's going to get his chances now, I think, with Werner out, like Bert said. And he needs to grab his chance. Like, I mean, and also mentioned Chilwell. Like, he was kept out by Alonso. He got his chance, and now he's undroppable. And Alonso was playing brilliant. Like, let's not get that wrong. So he has this chance now. He needs to take it. And I'm sure he's there because Tuchel sees something in him. Because I don't think he's getting so many chances. Because he's keeping like people like Ziyech on the bench, you know? So he definitely has something in him. And I just hope he brings it to the following. And it's the perfect run of games for him too. We're not playing any any of the top 4, top 6. So it's the perfect time for him.
Yeah, and it's good to see Mount and Reece back too. I said this last
Yes,
time.
sir.
We get so much creativity from them. It's
Absolutely.
they were missing definitely in those last 2 games. You can see. I know it's only Norwich, but hopefully we see more of it. Definitely need those 2 players, man. They make a big difference to the squad. So
Tell you what I really don't understand about Chelsea. Like it's Mount, because he's not particularly fast. He doesn't have a great shot. He doesn't dribble He just, I don't know what he does, but he just does it really well, and he just makes
The ball stick to his feet.
Yeah, I just don't know what it is.
You know
He's
what
just
it is?
insane.
He just loves the game, man. And there are certain players where you can tell, like they just enjoy their football. They give it up, like Bruno, for example. If they give 100%, man, the work rate is there. This guy offensively and defensively contributes. Like there's so much more that he brings to his game that just it's not like pleasing to the eye or whatever, but it's so effective, right? He plays
It's that winning mentality.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. It's amazing to see him come from the academy, like all the way from 6 years old to like finally here, which is amazing. And now Loftus-Cheek is up there, who had another great game. He's going to be incredible for us. Reece James, Chalobah just slotting in. There's so many academy players coming up. It's just looking really good for Chelsea all across Europe, to be honest.
You could tell from day one that Mount was going to be a special player. Like when he had his first game when Lampard was manager.
Yeah,
I think he had a goal in his first game, didn't he?
No, we got battered by United 4-0 or something. But he was the one who had a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that game in London, right?
Stop it.
He was the only one who had a good game that game. But
also,
typically United fan getting happy at something in the past.
I find it funny that
that's United trait.
I asked this like such a deep question to you guys, and to me, he's like, "Hey, Kunaal, why does Arsenal suck?" Like, what is this contrast? Can you be this useful with me, please?
Okay, we're coming up on the hour, so we have to quickly run through predictions. Let's go.
I just want to ask Ivor a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shoot.
Ivor, so you're seeing how the season is shaping up. You're seeing teams showing what they can do. You can see the potential in all the squads and stuff. So can you give me like, what do you think is going to be the top 4 at the end of the season?
At the end of the season.
Because you're a guest and we might not have you back again.
We'd love to have you back.
Get your glasses back on.
Yeah, please come back.
Yeah. Okay, but for the end of the season, I feel it's going to be really tight between Man City and Liverpool. I think so again. I think we are going to be like 1 or 2 points like difference. Third is going to go to Chelsea, I feel. And
Wait,
fourth.
Sorry, you said there's 1 or 2 points difference between who? You and United.
Man City and Man City and us. Man City and us. And third will be Chelsea, because I feel they have a really good young team who's hungry. And
So
fourth,
they're third place.
yeah, we are hungry plus we have experience. So City has hungry, experience plus money.
It's back. It's back.
Okay.
And then fourth, I feel it's going to be someone really, I don't know.
So United
Could
out
be
of the top
someone
4
like,
is?
huh?
United out of the top 4 is?
No, they'll finish.
I don't
with
think so,
top
man.
four.
I think United, they are going to have a really bad season.
If Ole is still there, I have high doubts about the top 4. I have nothing
I
against Ole.
think their midfield is going to undermine their whole
Yeah, but
season.
who else is going to compete with them? Maybe Leicester, if anything. Nobody else is going to take
I
that
don't
fourth
think so,
spot.
yeah.
Or it's going to be a really close fight for 4th place.
I think United are comfortable
Obviously.
top 4. Comfortable.
I don't think
Really?
so. I think West Ham.
We're still early
I
in
think
the
West
season.
Ham
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
going to
it's
get
still
fourth.
early in the season.
Yeah, West
Wait,
Ham
early.
over the course of the season have to prove themselves, right? Because they don't have the depth. Like, let's say Declan Rice or Antonio gets injured, like they don't have that quality of a player, right? So
Maybe
United still have serious depth, so I wouldn't put them out of
Absolutely.
Do you know how many?
defensive midfielder on Jan, then yeah. But they need to start covering up, like cutting lanes and all these potholes. They need to like cover up. But otherwise, yeah, maybe then United. But they need to like seriously do something about defense.
All the
Do you know how many
municipality, bro.
games?
Hit your pothole.
Do you know how many
Garbage you talk.
games?
This is what they need, bro. They're just leaking all over the place.
So
Even their
Just like our
roof
stadium.
Roof is leaking. Ground is
I have a
leaking.
bonus point. I
Yeah.
have a bonus point. What position do Arsenal finish this season?
No.
This guy talks more about Arsenal than United.
Panther Cup for now.
He goes for Arsenal.
You go to
games,
Arsenal
man.
games. He was the
All
Emirates.
right, he's gone for more Arsenal games than he's gone for United games. That's all I know.
Facts.
Maybe once Sancho starts contributing, then he won't think about it.
I think he was talking. I think he was talking about next year's international break, not this one.
Sancho is back. He's going to score all.
On Angola.
Guys,
Let's go.
scoring all the goals once he starts playing again.
It's gonna be Salah level. Salah, by the way.
Predictions.
Kunaal, we'll start with you. Leicester, Arsenal.
Leicester, Arsenal. I think it's at Leicester Stadium too, King Power Stadium. Is Vardy playing? I'm not 100% sure yet. If he plays, I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. I think Arsenal is going to come out right, and if they don't come out right, then it might get much worse. But if they come out with the right, with the same mentality that they've come out the last game, I think it'd be a 2-2 draw.
Okay,
it's a tough game.
Yeah, definitely a tough game, man. Leicester are looking really good. They came back from behind again today, so
yeah,
they're looking really good. SHEGZ? You're on mute.
I think 2-1 to Leicester. I think Tielemans is probably going to get another goal, and I don't think Arsenal have the attack to really subdue Leicester's defense. I think that's my fear with them.
All right, Jithin?
3-2 Leicester.
3-2 Leicester. David?
I think it will be a draw. It will be a 2-2 draw. They'll be evenly matched and they'll cancel out each other.
Ivor, what do you say?
1-1 draw. I think Tielemans is going to score one, and Abba is going to score another one.
Ahmed?
I want to say a draw, but I just feel like Leicester have that little bit more in the tank, and I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. Yeah, I'm going to go the same actually. I think Leicester will pull it off. They're going to carry their form. And is Leicester playing Carabao midweek?
I think they are. Yeah, aren't they? Why shouldn't they be?
I'm
not quite sure, but either way.
Okay, whatever.
They're playing Brighton.
Yeah, they're playing Brighton.
Brighton.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1
27th
Leicester.
October.
All right, let's quickly move to Newcastle, Chelsea. I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea. Ivor, what do you think?
Has Newcastle decided on any new manager or anything?
Yeah,
or?
an interim manager. He was in the last game too. What was
How
the
does that matter? How does that matter?
1-1.
Graham Jones.
You never know. You never know.
Bounce.
No, I think Chelsea will win. 2-0. 2-0.
2-0 Chelsea. David?
Yeah, Chelsea should win. 2-1.
2-1. Jithin?
I'm going to also go with the Chelsea win, but 3-0.
SHEGZ?
Yeah, I agree with Jacob. 3-0 Chelsea.
Kunaal?
Going 3-1 Chelsea.
And Ahmed?
Yeah. It's a bogey ground for us, like you said. It's like
it's a trick.
First place for us.
And interim managers, man, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Chelsea win. 2-0. I'm gonna take 2-0 for Chelsea.
2-0. Yeah. And Spurs United. Spurs away. What do you guys think? We'll start with SHEGZ.
Spurs home.
Sorry, Spurs at home.
Spurs home. Yeah, Spurs at home.
SHEGZ, what do you say?
Home.
Honestly, right now, I have no idea what United team's going to show up. I'll say 1-1. No idea.
1-1. Jithin?
If Ole gets sacked, I'm going for a 2-1 United win.
He's not getting sacked, bro.
Bro, he has to get sacked. I'm so sorry to tell you this. He has to. You guys
we know
are
what
joking.
has to happen.
But it's not going to happen. Let's just be realistic.
So
There's no one on this panel that believes he shouldn't get sacked. Like, honestly, no one thinks he shouldn't get sacked. Everyone believes he should get sacked.
No, I don't think he should get sacked.
What will happen?
No, he shouldn't get sacked. He shouldn't get sacked. At least one team
deserve it.
It'll be easier for us.
Okay, Jithin, you're sticking to 2-1? 2-1.
I'm sticking to 2-1 United.
David?
We should win 2-0.
2-0 United. Ivor?
I think United are going to lose 2-0. They just don't have the emotional capacity right now. I just don't think so.
Ahmed?
Ivor, bro. Stop it.
You're not going to see David's best 11, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
I
No
think
problem.
they're just emotionally drained right now. And like after
And-
this game, even they must be like
And
just want to
if
go to
there's-
sleep.
there's any team that you wanted to play right now, it's probably Spurs. They're absolutely,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry to say,
shambles.
they're terrible. They lost to West Ham again today, Mikhail Antonio.
Yeah.
And and I want United to dominate this game and win. I'm gonna go for a 3-1 United. Let's get some goals.
3-1. Wow.
Kunaal?
I think because both teams lost today, they're both going to be attacking. They're both going to be pretty open to getting scored on. So I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2?
Yeah.
I agree with Ahmed. I'm going to go 3-1 United. I think United are going to spank them because honestly, that team is crap. If
Because I
Spurs
can't
and if Kane and this guy don't show up,
I
they're
can't
crap.
see David upset like this.
Um,
Even though I love it. Not for 2-1.
yeah, but that's that. Ivor, thank you for coming on.
Wait.
What about
Liverpool, Brighton? Come on.
Liverpool. Let's make a
Liverpool,
prediction
Brighton.
just because he's here.
Wait.
Okay.
Which Liverpool game?
Then he'd say he wants to come back again next week. Since
Yeah.
No,
And
no,
Arsenal as well, guys.
it's a
And
one-time
Arsenal
offer.
as well. Let's not
It's a
forget
one-time
Arsenal as well, guys, in our predictions.
We already
Bro,
got
Bro.
predicted Arsenal.
They're playing Preston and Brighton.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Liverpool, Brighton, Ivor, start. Go ahead, quickly. Let's run through this.
This guy just wants to say Arsenal again. Jesus.
I do.
Ivor.
Ivor, come on. Brighton at Anfield. Come on. 7-0?
4-0. I'm gonna eat humble pie today and say 4-0.
How is
4-0
that
and Salah
humble
will
pie?
score 5,
How
right?
is that humble pie?
This guy's throwing up
We
his
just-
humble pie. Jeez.
Ivor 4-0 and Salah will score 5.
Yeah,
He's
one
going one own goal? Ah.
Ahmed,
One
what do you
disallowed.
say?
I'm gonna go for a surprise. 2-2.
2-2.
Lamptey.
Yes. Lamptey and
Kunaal?
Mbappe.
Brighton has been playing well, but like Liverpool's too
Just
much right now.
Just too much.
3-0.
3-0.
Liverpool.
Check.
Behind them, man. You have too much.
3-2 to Liverpool.
Wow. 3-2. Jithin?
We have a
I'm
very
going 4-1 Liverpool.
4-1 Liverpool. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
clean sheets, guys. Clean sheets.
It's going to be a clean sheet for sure. 3-0.
Something you won't have tonight. All right, sorry about that.
Oh, gosh. Okay. If anyone needs recommendations on clean sheets, please call Edward Mendy. Ivor, thanks for coming on. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you for having me. And
And everyone else has anything else to add, or we're good to roll?
no.
In.
I want to say something.
In.
And
In.
Man, you shit. And
This is
today's fight should just definitely make you guys remember that. I was being a little nice because the first time on my show. Second time, just remember. Second time won't be so humble pie.
David's definitely voting no for your next time.
All right, thanks, guys.
Guys,
Like,
thank
share,
you.
subscribe. Leave your comments, thoughts leave your thoughts in the comments. Leave your thoughts in the comments. And next week we're on Monday and not Sunday, so we'll do all the posting on social media, all that stuff. So, cheers, guys. See you next week. Peace.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everyone.
Nice, nice.
See you guys.
All out.